place where blind men see. Can you take me higher to the place with golden streets?
That's fine. Go back.
Oh, there goes. Good. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's live stream of the Cat Pack. This is Evan Bishop. I am joined tonight with Luke Bishop and Coda Cameron in the box. Kevin got caught up in traffic, so it'll be us on the call tonight for the Wildcats versus the Harrisburg Hornets for the battle for the Ridge. Tonight's captains, we got number 10, Braden Highsall, and number 60, Keenan Swan for the Trumann Wildcats. There goes.
We might do something. I might get the coaches. Wildcats won the toss and deferred to the second half.
So there you go. The Wildcats have won the toss and have deferred the ball to the second half. Both of these teams are 0-2 coming into this year so far. Harrisburg coming off a loss to Batesville Southside, and Trumann coming off a loss to Walnut Ridge. We apologize for not being here for the first 2 weeks, but we finally got everything figured out. So we're happy to be here and looking forward to some rivalry football.
And, man, this is a game that everyone kind of looks forward to this year. We have, a big rivalry, as you see Harrisburg's running out now. But as far as we've won the past 2 years, probably the past couple of years, more than that. And so I'm excited to watch tonight. I mean, everything's looking good. Harrisburg isn't known for being that big. As you know, if you've watched the past few games, we played Nettleton, and they were pretty big. And I think we held up pretty good against them. Yeah,
it looked like Trumann did really well in their first 2 weeks. Just some mistakes, some penalties, some false starts, things like that you got to clean up. And I'm sure coming into this game, the second home game of the year, and especially, Trumann having, the lead in games against Harrisburg in the last couple of years since this rivalry has started. So it's going to be a fun ball game. I mean, tensions are going to be high. It's a rivalry game, like I said. You're fighting for the battle for the Ridge Trophy tonight, and I'm excited to see what both teams have to offer us tonight, and hopefully we get an entertaining game. Looks like we are waiting on the Wildcats to run out. I just want to remind everybody at halftime we have our cheer clinic, so we get to see some of these young ladies perform. It's a fun time, and we hope you stick around for us and check it out with us.
You can see now the Wildcats are getting ready under the big inflatable helmet. We got most of the students and cheerleaders out there, and your Wildcats are about to run out.
Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some Wildcat football? On your feet, Wildcat fans!
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the Wildcats roaming out of the tunnel right now. We have a good crowd here in RMC Stadium here tonight. We have 69-degree temperatures. Of course, we're dealing with that hurricane down south, so we're dealing with some moist turf tonight. But this is going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward to it, Luke.
And Evan, as you can see with the players running out right there, we have Arzell Rutherford leading the pack. Arzell is actually a transfer from Harrisburg. He had a great first game. He played great against Nettleton. A lot of people were surprised to see this junior come up and step up as a team.
Yeah, he's improved a lot, and a bunch of these kids know each other. They play ball with each other growing up. Trumann and Harrisburg only about 15, 20 minutes apart. It looks like we have number 24, Andrew England, the senior, back to receive for Harrisburg. We also have number 1, Javon Thompson, the sophomore.
Evan, right before we kick off, do you think this rain will affect any of the players tonight out on the field?
I'm sure it will. I know both of these teams are very run heavy. They're very on the ground. They're going to stick to their guns, and I think we see a ball game that's going to really depend on the line of scrimmage and the front seven. So I'm looking forward to it.
As the whistle blows, Braden Highsaw gets ready to kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Number 5, Remington Rapper takes the ball, and he's going upfield to the 40. He is brought down by Arzell Rutherford, who we just brought up.
And that ball looks like it's going to be placed about the 43-yard line. Let's see this Wildcat defense. I'm excited. Our defense has been stellar these past few games.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing two really great offenses in Nettleton and Walnut Ridge. Of course, Walnut Ridge running an offense that Trumann used to run under Coach Phillips. So this team has seen some good offense this year, so it'll be interesting to see how they stop Harrisburg tonight. Looks like Harrisburg will be lined up in trips coverage. Takes the snap, number 4.
There it is, Isaiah Carrillo.
Isaiah Carrillo coming in. That was number 12, Hayden Anderson, the senior, on the carry. At quarterback tonight for the Harrisburg Hornets, we have number 4, Max Tracy, the senior. And, of course, Harrisburg has played some good teams. Southside's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the 4A conference, and Trumann plays them later in the year. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up. And looks like Harrisburg is going to get right back on the ball in the shotgun formation trips. We got a screen pass to number 1, Javon Thompson. He's going to cut it upfield.
He's going to have about a gain in about 3, maybe 2. Right now it's looking that we're sitting at about 3rd and 11. Man, this defense is just good. I like the way our defense has been put together.
Yeah,
we lost a lot of seniors last year, as you could tell. I mean, we lost Cade Hatton, Jake Osment, Coda Cameron, Gavin Greenwell, which were all conference or all state contenders or all state players. So I'm glad that this young group made up mostly of juniors and a few sophomores, few seniors, has come together to build such a good team.
Yeah, of course, they've played really physical so far in the year. They've played really great defense. Tony Postel having an amazing game against Walnut Ridge. And with double-digit tackles, it looks like Harrisburg's going to drop back, and an incomplete pass. Looks like he just missed his target.
As we're sitting at 4th and 11, Harrisburg will bring their punt team out. Let's see what this Wildcat offense can do.
Yeah. No, it's important. These drives are really important into the game. It looks like Harrisburg wasn't able to do much, and it looks like number 4, Max Tracy, the senior, who also plays quarterback, is going to be back to punt here. Looks like back deep for Trumann, we have number 3, Brandon Dome, the speedster. Tracy gets off the punt, and it looks like Dome is going to take the ball. And great tackle by number 24, Andrew England, right there. Great open field tackle, and here comes your Wildcat offense.
Another shout out to this number 3, Brandon Dome, coming off of an injury and gets injured very easily. He had a great game against Walnut Ridge. Second play of the game, deep pass out to him. It turned into a touchdown. We've seen a lot coming from this kid. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. He has 2 more years, sitting at a junior right now.
We have number 4, Caden Donovan, back at quarterback. He is going under center. And we got a whistled already. Looked like number 6, Braden Wissett, was on the carry. We'll see what this penalty is. I'm assuming it's a false start on Trumann. And we are awaiting the call. And that's sure what it is. It is a false start on the Wildcats. The Wildcats already going back into their own territory. Looks like Caden Donovan will be right back under center, and looks like a double wing formation for the Wildcats here. So we got Braden Witsett lined up at the fullback position. Tony Postel.
Looks like they give it back to Braden Witsett. And he's going. He's going. Big breakaway over here from Braden Witsett. Braden Witsett is a sophomore.
Yeah.
This kid has been heavy on the weights. You can also see him out on the baseball field. He's just a good athlete.
Yeah.
Built good, runs hard, hard-nosed. And I hope we can see him get the ball a lot more tonight.
And, of course, this is a younger Wildcat offensive line, so it'll be interesting to see them get involved early and make sure they get the push against Harrisburg. And it looks like Harrisburg's going to play 3 down linemen stacking the box.
It looks like a toss over here to Brandon Dome. He cuts up field and slips. He almost had it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hey, that's just the conditions tonight. It's a wet turf. It's hard to keep your balance, and all thanks to that hurricane down south. So that is still a good game for the Wildcats. It looks like we got a 2nd and 2. Looks like the Wildcats are going to go right back to that double wing formation. We got a fake toss to the inside run. Tony Postel's going to cut it upfield. He's at the 30, and he is brought down by number
13.
Number 13, Briar Jones, a sophomore. And like I said, Tony Postel has played really great on defense, and it'll be great to get him involved in the offense tonight. Looks like we have Cade Hayes out there at wide receiver. Brody Popejoy also out there. And the Wildcats are just going to go right back to this double wing formation. We got a fake toss. Caden Dunvan's going to cut it up the middle. He cuts upfield. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He keeps going. He's at the 10, 5. And
touchdown Wildcats.
Wildcats. Great run by Caden Donovan. Great job by that Wildcat offensive line for creating a hole for Caden Donovan on the fake toss. And the Wildcats get the first score here in tonight's football game with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left here to go in the first quarter.
You know, the way our offense looks so dominant, I feel like it has something to do with the past 2 teams we played being top contenders in their conference or in the state.
Yeah.
Nettleton, known for being one of the best football teams in the area, and then Walnut Ridge, who was ranked 3rd this year in the Hootens magazine for top 10 out of 3A.
And we got a toss to Tony Postel. He's going to cut it upfield, jukes out a defender, and he has the 2-point conversion. So your Wildcats are leading 8-0 with 9:10 left to go here in the first quarter as they strike first. Off of this or calling off of this or out there? All right, we apologize for the slight delay. It seems that we were a little bit early. Braden Highsall, the senior, out the kick for the Wildcats once again. And we'll see if Harrisburg can get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. And they stalled out early, and we saw that they're very spread out and running from the shotgun. So we'll be interested to see if they go right back to that. We got Braden Highsall with the kick.
And it looks like number 3, Grayson Harkey, receives that ball.
And he is brought down at the 39-yard line. So, like I said, this Harrisburg offense needs to get something going. The Wildcats stalled them out. And this Wildcat defense is led by some very experienced guys that played last year. We have number 35, All-State contender Gavin Cubitt. And we have Isaiah Carrillo playing linebacker, calling the defense. And like I said, Tony Postel has played great on defense so far this year. It looks like the Wildcats are going to stack the box here. Harrisburg still lined up in trips. It's number 24, Andrew England. He cuts upfield for about a gain of 3. Like I said, this Harrisburg offense, very, very similar to what you would see in a spread option. You're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of trips, a lot of wide receivers out there to the numbers. So they're just trying to spread the field out. Max Tracy lined up at quarterback. They have an H-back, 2 wide receivers. And
looks like it goes right back to Andrew England. And he is brought down.
Brought down by number 8, Tony Postel. Great tackle by the senior. And the Harrisburg, once again, backed up. 3rd down and 13 for the Hornets. All right, looks like number 13, Briar Jones, is lined up in the backfield. Max Tracy at quarterback, and it looks like the Wildcat defense jumped.
You got to watch that ball, Evan.
Yeah, you got to. That makes it more manageable for the Hornets here. You can't have mistakes on 3rd down. Like I said, this Wildcat team has struggled with some penalties early this year, and of course that's expected this early into the year. But Coach Cook wants that stuff cleaned up going into conference play here next week. And here we go. We got 3rd and 8. Looks like Harrisburg's going to remain in the same formation. Max Tracy backs up. He throws the ball and is knocked out by Isaiah Carrillo. That was number 6, Evan Henley, the senior, on the catch attempt. And it looks like Harrisburg will bring out the punt team once again. So once again, just great stout defense from this Wildcat team. Like I said, they got the size on Harrisburg tonight, and they got the physicality too. So, like I said, Max Tracy back here, the punt. Brandon Dome to receive the ball. And the Wildcat defense gets through, and the punt. Brandon Dome catches the punt, and he's knocked down at the 32-yard line. So the Wildcats will get the ball once again with 7:46 here left to go in the first quarter.
Now, Evan, do you think we'll stay in that double wing formation?
I think we will. Hey, it's working.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, as fast as we got downfield, we scored with 9 minutes left on the clock, didn't even receive the ball at the start of the game.
Hey, like I said, you have the size on Harrisburg. Just keep running the ball. Play that physical Wildcat football that we all know and love. Caden Denovan under center. Tony Postel in motion. He tosses it to Tony. Tony will cut it upfield. He cuts it back in, and he's at the 40-yard line, and he looks like he got the first down right there. So Tony Postel, the bigger back in the backfield. It looks like we have Caden Donovan under center, and it looks like Brandon Dome and Tony Postel are playing the wings, and we got Braden Whitsitt back there at fullback. So the Wildcats will line up on 1st down on their own 44-yard line. Kenny Donovan takes the snap, gets it to Whitsitt, and goes upfield. He's at the 50. It looks like he is tangled
down
up.
About the 49.
Yeah, he's tangled up by a Harrisburg defender right there. And hey, that's 5 yards. That's positive yardage. Gives you a more manageable 2nd down. So now it's going to be interesting to see if we throw something to one of these wide receivers on the outside here, but it looks like they're just there to crack back on these outside linebackers and these D-backs.
It's like a fake toss over to Tony Postel. Tony Postel cups up the middle, and he gets the 1st down. For those of you who were not there last week at Walnut Ridge, Tony looked like a D1 athlete.
Yeah, I think he had 20 tackles last week against Walnut Ridge. And
over 150 yards, I think.
Yeah, he sat out last year, and he grew up a little bit, got better, took this offseason seriously, and became a leader for this Wildcat team. And like I said, watched Brody Popejoy and Cade Hayes out on the outside playing wide receiver to crack down on these D-backs and outside linebackers. Right back to the double wing, Tony Postel in motion. Fake toss by Cannon Donovan, and he is wrapped up immediately. He is brought down by number 13, Briar Jones, the sophomore. And the Wildcats are going to lose 2 there. So here we go, 2nd down and 12.
And one thing that you'll notice, we have number 5, Brody Popejoy, and number 15, Cade Hayes, playing your receivers. These are 2 thicker built receivers, which I think are there for mainly blocking purposes.
And the Wildcats are going to toss it to Brandon Dome. He cuts it upfield. Jukes out a defender, brought down by number 1, Javon Thompson, and there is a flag. We'll see what this flag is here. Waiting on the official, and it will be a holding against the Wildcats. So it looks like Brody Popejoy and Cade Hayes will be coming off the field. It'll be interested to see what the Wildcats are going to run here. It looks like number 35, the All-State contender Gavin Cubitt, is in the game. And like I said, you can't have penalties like that. Penalties like that kill you in games like this. Wildcats are going to line up with Gavin Cubitt in the backfield, a double backfield with 2 running backs. And it looks like he's going to give it.
Caden Donovan actually keeps. He runs outside for a good gain. Man, we're looking at about 3rd and 3. That's good. Good hard-nosed football right there.
Yeah.
I like this run game.
Yeah.
You know, we have passed the ball a lot more than we have in the past few years, which I like to see. I think it's more enjoyable for the fans. And it's worked out pretty good, which I'm sure we'll see some of that more later in the game.
Yeah, like I said, once you get this run game established, passing game is opened up to do what you please with it. So, once again, the tackle made by number 1, Javon Thompson for Harrisburg, the sophomore. And looks like the Wildcats are going to go right back to that formation. And I assume they're going to follow Gavin Cubitt here. Tony Pospel with the ball, and that's exactly what he does. And he is stopped right at the 1st down marker. But I believe he got the forward progress, so that will be a 1st down for the Wildcats. The ball is now on the 34-yard line. We have 4:39 here left to go in the 1st quarter. Looks like we have number 22, Isaiah Carrillo, coming out onto the field. Looks like Caden Donovan is waiting on the play. Tony Postel is going to check out. And like I said, this run game has been pretty good so far, and it's going to be interesting to see when they open up the passing game a little bit. But, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It looks like we're going to go right back to that double backfield set. Carrillo is going to be at H-back. Gavin Cubitt in the backfield. And Caden Donovan is going to cut it upfield right through the middle. And he is brought down at the 28-yard line for another Wildcat 1st down.
You know, it's kind of harder to see from up here, but what do you think is going through the Harrisburg coach's mind right now? I mean, the way that we are running the ball, I mean, we're probably averaging about 8 yards a carry, maybe 9.
You know, when you have a pulling guard as a linebacker, you have to watch your pulling guard and see where he's going. And it looks like Trumann is just beating him to the punch.
It looks like a handoff to Braden Whitsitt. He gets tackled for no gain.
Right at the line of scrimmage. Like I said, though, this front 7 for Harrisburg has to step up and bow up a little bit here. I mean, Trumann has won on the offensive side of the ball so far, so they really have to step up here. They're in your red zone and got to make a stop. Looks like we have a 2nd down and 9. Number 3, Brandon Dome out there on the numbers at wide receiver.
And it looks like number 7, Braden Passmore on your far side.
Caden Dunvan's going to take the snap, give it to Braden Whitsitt. He's going to cut it upfield for not too much.
For a swarm of some Hornets.
Yeah, that's and like I said, if you're Harrisburg, that's what you need to do. You need to fly around to the football. This Wildcat offense, it looks like these guards are going to pull. And if you're a linebacker for Harrisburg, you have to follow. You have to read your guard and try not to get caught up in the mess that the Wildcats are trying to make with at the line of scrimmage. Kenny Dunvan's going to take the snap. He's going to run it to the outside. Tony Postel with the crackback block, and he is brought down at the 14-yard line. And that's a 1st down for the Wildcats. So like I said, games like this, it's going to come down to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to come down to who's going to make the play on third down. And the Wildcats just made it right there. And like I said, tremendous job by this offensive line blocking. They have the size, and it's interesting to see just how they're getting to the second level tonight here tonight. We got a 2 halfback set here. Caden Dunvan's going to take the snap. Tony Postel's going to cut it upfield for a positive gain. And he is brought down at the 8-yard line.
We're sitting here with 1:40 left on the clock. And we may not be going as fast, but we are sure making some damage over here on offense.
Like I said, we have 1:32 here left to go. The ball is on the 7-yard line. Second down for your Wildcats. And here we go. We're going right back. Isaiah Carrillo is at halfback, double halfback set here. Donovan's going to take it. Tony Postel's going to cut it upfield right at the 1-yard line. Hey, I mean, if you're Coach Cook, you got to be happy with how your offensive line is dominating so far. He's controlled. I mean, you win games like this by controlling the clock. So they have done a tremendous job at that so far. Gavin Cubitt is at halfback.
See right here, Tony Postel dives into the end zone for another Wildcat touchdown.
Once again, great job by the Wildcats driving down the field, gashing the Hornet defense. I mean, that's just what you want to see if you're a head coach. Your offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage. Your backs are running well. They're not cutting outside. They're following their blockers, lowering their shoulder. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see if you're the Gunner Cook right now. Caden Donovan will take the snap. He will cut it upfield, but it looks like he is stopped short. So your score, with 1:07 here remaining in the first quarter, the Trumann Wildcats 14, the Harrisburg Hornets 0. Once again at halftime, we will have the cheer clinic here that will perform for RMC Stadium. We are excited for that. And I have him texting me right now. He told me to give him a shout-out. Shout-out to Kevin Bishop. Texted me. Has some traffic issues. But, hey, that happens. He was in St. Louis today. We wish him well. But he's watching the live stream, so we're happy to have him.
And he will be back for the remainder of the season for home games.
Yeah.
See right now, Braden Heitzel puts his ball down. He's getting ready to kick off. And again, there's 1:07 left in the quarter. We will see if Harrisburg can do anything with this little amount of time left.
Braden Heisel with the onside kick here. And then it was recovered by the Hornets. So heads up play by number 25, Kadron Todd, to get on the ball. So Harrisburg's going to start out with some pretty good field position here. It looked like Trumann was trying to end this game early, get the ball, and just drive it right back down their throats. And this Harrisburg offense has really stalled out so far, so they need to find something that's going to work for them. You have some big wide receivers that have the size advantage on the outside, so it'll be interesting to see if they go to them. And Max Tracy's going to drop back. He throws it to number 7, Braden Brock. He's going to spin out, cut it upfield, and he lays a boomstick at the first down marker, and that will be a first down for the Harrisburg Hornets, their first one of the night. That was a great after-the-catch play by Braden Brock, the senior. Saw him get interviewed on for the Harrisburg Hornets in the preview this year for KIT. Looks like Harrisburg's going to go right back to trips. Max Tracy's going to drop back and throws it downfield to Javon Thompson, and it is out of his reach.
And, for Harrisburg to be looked at as a smaller team, I guess that could mean quicker, I really just don't see the pass game technique. I feel like it's easier to stay on your feet. You don't really see teams that pass the ball a lot, and we've seen most of their plays be passing plays.
Yeah. Well, if you're Harrisburg here, your passing game can't open up until you establish the ground game. So, I mean, you've got to do a better job of just getting this ground game going a little bit. I know that Wildcat defensive line is stout, but you have to get something going upfield. Looks like Max Tracy is going to back up. Throws it to the outside and is almost picked off by number 8, Tony Postel.
You see, and here's where you're worried about. They've had 1 first down conversion. Now you're sitting at 3rd and 10 from 2 incomplete passes. You got to run the ball.
Yeah.
That's just the honest truth.
Pass intended for number 6, Evan Henley, the senior. And like I said, we talked about Tony a little bit, but him and Isaiah Carrillo complement each other so well. Of course, Braden Whitson and Brody Popejoy there as well. I mean, they all just complement each other so well. They're all physical guys. Looks like Max Tracy's going to get the snap in hard count, and you can't have mistakes like that. There'll be a free 5 yards for Harrisburg, and that makes it a lot more manageable for them.
Well, hold on real quick, Evan. It looks like this call is going to go against the Hornets as a false start. So I guess someone on the line may have jumped. And we're looking at a penalty right here for the Hornets.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats are stacking the box. They were showing blitz there. Isaiah Carrillo went straight through the line, and I believe one of the guards or maybe even the center jumped. So instead, Harrisburg is going to have to manage here with a 3rd down. And it looks like they're still trying to discuss here. Looks like we'll have a 3rd down and 15.
As you can see, these Harrisburg fans are not happy with that call. Most of them on their feet, throwing their hands up.
I mean, like we said, penalties are a killer. You can't have them, especially in games like this. I mean, that 3rd and 10 just became a 3rd and 15. It became a lot more impossible for the Hornets. Looks like we're going to have Max Tracy at quarterback, Andrew England in the backfield, Javon Thompson playing the wing. We have number 5, Remington Rappert, the sophomore, out there at wide receiver with number 6, Evan Henley. Javon Thompson goes in motion. Max Tracy drops back. And that's a pick by Brody Popejoy. Brody Popejoy is going to go downfield. And he is brought down at about the 21-yard line. Heads up play from Brody Popejoy to make a play on the ball.
And I don't know if many people around here were around for Pee Wee football, but Brody Popejoy was not the size he was today. He's kind of a lengthier kid like his older brother Kagan Popejoy. And these past 3 years, he's hit the weights hard and had a good meal program. And he's turned into a stud athlete.
And like I said, that's a heads-up play. It looks like Harrisburg is trying to hit Evan Henley in the flat, but Brody Popejoy just jumped it. He was right there. And if you're Max Tracy right now, you want that one back. So it looks like the Wildcats are going to go right back. And it looks like we got a little bit of a diamond formation here. Or excuse me, with the eye with Gavin Cubitt and Carrillo at fullback, Tony Postel in the backfield. And Postel's going to take it up the middle. And he has a 1st down. Excuse me, it looks like it'll be a 2nd down and 1. We have 20 seconds here left to go here in the 1st quarter. They're going to go right back to that formation, and why wouldn't you? You have 2 big fullbacks there. Caden Dunvan's going to give it to Tony Postel. Tony Postel's going to cut it up, and that's a touchdown for your Trumann Wildcats.
And mind you, we started this possession with about a minute left in the 1st quarter. We're sitting with about 11 seconds left. And that's the kind of offense we like to see. Get that thing down the field. Good pick by Brody Popejoy. We'll see this 2-point conversion.
Yeah. I mean, once again, just great job by the offensive line creating gaps for these running backs to go through. And I commend Isaiah Carrillo and Gavin Cubitt finding the linebackers at the 2nd level to open it up for Tony even more. And they're going to go right back to that same formation here on the 2-point conversion.
Caden Donovan rolls out. Throws to the left side of the end zone, and that is a 2-point conversion right there. That was received by Brandon Dome.
Brandon Dome with the 2-point conversion. Like I said, big play last week. And your score here with 11 seconds here left to go in the 1st quarter. The Harrisburg Hornets 0 and your Trumann Wildcats 22. I mean, if you're Trumann right now, this is exactly the way you wanted to start the game. You wanted to start the game out hot. I assume that's why the defense was out first thing because Coach Cook wanted to make a stand right away and get a feel for this Harrisburg offense. So, once again, great job here by the Trumann Wildcats. I want to give a shout out to the Wildcat marching band doing an amazing job. Also want to commend these cheerleaders that work hard, and like I said, it's always great on a Friday night here in RMC Stadium. Got Braden Highsall with the kick. He's going to kick it to about the 25-yard line. It looks like that's number 1, Javon Thompson, who's going to cut it upfield, lowers his shoulder, and gets down at the 40-yard line.
It looks like there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, we got some. I think we got some after the whistle shenanigans. And, I mean, that's going to happen in games like this that are for a rivalry. So.
It looks like Truman is going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct. And again, these are just silly mistakes that you got to control.
Yeah, I mean,
we cannot have this. I know we're 3 games into the season. I know we're young and it's a rivalry, but this is the second time, almost the third time, is what we thought on the last penalty.
Looks like this will be the last play of the first quarter with 5 seconds here left to go. We got a guy in motion. He's going to cut it upfield here for Harrisburg. That is number 12, Hayden Anderson, the senior. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first quarter. Once again, your score, the Harrisburg Hornets 0 and your Trumann Wildcats 22.
For those of you watching the Hogs game last week, and let's hope we can just keep this tempo up. I know we all saw the Arkansas Razorbacks play like this in the first half, first quarter mainly.
Yeah.
And they kind of lost it. I mean, just because you have a big lead does not mean that you need to settle down.
And like I said, what killed him in that game was turnovers and penalties. And Truman coming up with a big penalty here that's going to give Harrisburg, I believe, the first snap in Wildcat territory here tonight. It looks like this ball is going to be lined up at the Trumann 45-yard line. If you're Truman, you can't have that. You've dominated the entire first quarter. I mean, you've come out as the stout, better team, and you can't make mistakes like that, especially silly ones after the whistle. Just to recap a little bit for people tuning in, first touchdown was scored by Caden Donovan on a fake toss play, which was a greatly ran, and Tony Postel has run in the other 2 touchdowns. It looks like Harrisburg's going to line up here with another trips formation. It's like Braden Brock in the backfield. Max Trace is going to take the snap.
And there's another flag thrown. I know that was a little bit of an early call. Sorry for the inconvenience. We just see it a little bit before you guys do.
That was, excuse me, not Braden Brock. That was number 12, Hayden Anderson. And I think that is going to be on number 77, Wyatt Henley, for holding. Looked like he grabbed a little bit too much of Isaiah Carrillo. Like I said, that's another penalty that kills you. That makes your great field position back into your, not back into your own territory, but very close to it. Looks like Harrisburg's going to come out to a very similar formation to the Wildcats here. And it looks like we have a false start on number 6, Evan Henley. Once again, another silly pre-snap penalty for Harrisburg that's going to kill them. So now if you're Harrisburg, you have a 2nd down and 20, starting off in really good field position. And you can't have that. That's just going to shoot yourself in the foot, and that just makes everything a little bit more impossible for you. Harrisburg's going to go right back to that same formation. That's number 24, Andrew England. He's going to cut it upfield. And that will be a gain of about 6 or 7. They'll make it a 3rd down and 14.
Now, Evan, do you think they'll pass the ball here? I mean, we've seen it.
I mean, you have to. I mean, it's 3rd down and 14. I think you could maybe run something here, get a little bit closer, make the 4th down a little bit more manageable.
Yep, and as we see here, we just have 2 more receivers sub into the game.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to try to spread the ball out a little bit. If I'm Harrisburg, I'm trying to find a way to get that ball to number 1, Javon Thompson. I mean, he's your biggest wideout, the most physically imposing.
Max Tracy takes the snap, and there's a flag on the field.
And it looks like that will be another false start on the Harrisburg Hornets. So
we move back.
And we move back another 5 yards, the 5 yards that they just earned. So, like I said, penalties kill you. We're going to say it all night. I'm sure we're going to see more. You can't have that. You can't have that at all. They're total drive killers. And if you're the head coach of the Hornets right now, I know you're unhappy.
And we see here we're on 3rd and 19, and as Evan said just before, they had great field position. Like he said, you just can't shoot yourself in the foot, and you get put in situations like this. The pass game has not been it today for the Hornets. Looks like Max Tracy is going to accept the snap here.
Max Tracy's going to throw it downfield. Javon Thompson jumps up for it, and it is not out.
And for the 3rd time tonight, we see the Harrisburg punt team come onto the field.
And, yeah, Harrisburg had a good opportunity there. An opportunity they desperately needed, being down 3 scores, but they just made mistakes, and you can't have that at all. So we have number 4, Max Tracy, back out the punt for the Harrisburg Hornets. Once again, number 3, Brandon Dunn, back to receive the ball. Max Tracy's going to take the snap. He's going to punt it. And Brandon Dunn calls for a fair catch right at about the 19-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Trumann. Once again, your score with 10:56 here left to go in the 2nd quarter. Harrisburg 0, Trumann 22. I mean, once again, if you're Coach Cook right now, you're happy. You have controlled the line of scrimmage. You've ran the ball well. I don't see them passing the ball here anytime soon. I mean, they're going to keep it on the ground, keep this ground game going, and kudos to them for finding something that's going to work against this defense. Caden Donovan under center, Tony Postel in motion. And Caden Donovan's actually going to draw back and pass.
It looks like he kind of ducked the ball right there, came out the hand just a little bit wrong, which that's okay. I'm glad we're taking the pass game now. You know, we definitely established the run game.
Hey, you establish the run, it opens up everything else. That pass intended for number 3, Brandon Dome. And knowing his speed, I mean, if that's a good ball right there, you had Kate Hayes down on Javon Thompson downfield the block. And, I mean, Dome can cut that up and get major yardage for the Wildcats. Caden Donovan under center once again, giving it to Braden Whitsitt, the sophomore, and he is down for about a gain of 3. And if you're Coach Cook, I mean, you got to love a kid like Braden Whitsitt. I mean, a kid not particularly big, but I mean, he's an athlete. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to give you the best run possible every time.
You see now Isaiah Carrillo and Gavin Cubitt come onto the field.
Looks like we'll have a 3rd down and about 8 here for the Trumann Wildcats.
So it's still in that diamond set. We move Cubitt and Carrillo back to the backfield. He'll receive the snap, toss to Tony Postel, tries to cut up on the outside, and he is tackled around the line of scrimmage. That brings up 4th and 5, or 4th and 4, excuse me.
Great stop by the Harrisburg defense right there. That's a stop you desperately needed here in this position. Like I said, just a little bit of a bad ball thrown by Caden Donovan. And, I mean, like I said, if Brandon Dome catches that, that's a 1st down and more, and your drive's still going. But no mistakes happen. So, but it looks like this Wildcat offense is very confident right now, and they're going to go for it here on 4th down and about 8.
Kind of looks we see the D-line jump a little bit there. No whistles blown.
Try to get a hard count. Maybe call a timeout here if you're Coach Cook. And that's exactly what is going to happen. So, excuse me, not a timeout, but a delay of game on the Wildcats. That's going to bring it back to about a 4th down and I want to say about 12 or 13. And I mean, it's a smart play call. Harrisburg's made dumb mistakes all night, and they got to do a little bit better job. Kaden Donovan back the punt for the Wildcats. Looks like both quarterbacks have punting duties here tonight. And that ball is going to bounce about the 50. Andrew England takes it upfield, and he's going to juke inside for a great game there. That's just a heads-up play by Andrew England, seeing the Wildcat defense, or the Wildcat punt team not exactly rushing to the football. Once again, great heads-up smart play by Andrew England right there.
Now let's not jump the gun a little fast. It looks like that will be brought where the football landed, as they did call a fair catch.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a heads-up play by Andrew England. But once again, the Harrisburg is going to have pretty good field position here, right at the 44-yard line, right where England took the ball. So looks like Harrisburg. Max Tracy is back with the snap. He's going to hand it off to Andrew England. Andrew England's going to get the edge here and gets it upfield. And I mean, that's a great play by Harrisburg. You have to establish your run game, and you have to get something going. So this is going to be a 2nd down and manageable here for the Hornets, right at the 38-yard line. Looks like they're going to go with a little bit of a heavy set here. Everybody in the box. Andrew England's going to take it on a counter, and he's going to cut upfield here.
It's going to get about a gain of maybe half a yard. You know, we're sitting right now at about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. And we'll see if they can get another first down conversion.
Yeah, if you're Harrisburg here, I mean they've ran a couple of sweeps tonight that have worked really well and gotten the edge here. I mean, I'd go right back to it. I mean, get your ground game going, because that opens up everything else for your offense. 3rd down and close, though. I think they're going to trust their O-line here and maybe try to run something up the middle. Number 12, Hayden Anderson, takes it upfield, and he finds a hole and gets the first down. So
that'll be first down Hornets. They're going to be sitting on about the 20-yard line. Let's see if this defense can come together and get a stop.
I mean, this is probably the best drive Harrisburg's had all night. I mean, they haven't had plenty of opportunities to get things going. But, I mean, they're finding holes. They're making smart plays, so that's exactly what you got to do. No, these Wildcat linebackers have to take a little bit of a better angle. Number 12, Hayden Anderson in motion. Gives it to number 7, Braden Brock, and he's going to get a gain of about 2 or 3. I mean, if you're Harrisburg, you have weapons. Like I said, we talked about the big number 1, Jaden Thompson. You have Evan Henley, who's about the same size, number 6. And we've seen Tracy throw the ball a little bit tonight. And, I mean, you have weapons. You just have to find a way to use them and get them in space. And they're putting together something good right here on this drive.
You see, as I was saying earlier, that pass game just didn't work, and they're starting to run the ball and making a little bit of progress.
Looks like they're going to go to another heavy set here. Give it to Braden Brock on a counter play, and he has brought. Actually, he stays up and gets a couple more, and as he is taken down by a swarm of Wildcats here, with 6:30 here left to go in this second quarter, and we have a 3rd down and 7. If I'm correct, I don't think Harrisburg has converted a 3rd down here tonight.
While we're sitting here waiting on this play call, I'd like to give a shout-out to Mr. Two-Lot Tech, Justin Smith. You know, Mr. Smith's done a lot for the school, drove a bus, was assistant principal, and if you know someone needing to drive a bus, head them over this way. Always hiring bus drivers.
Max Tracy's going to give it on a sweep here. And I don't think they got the first down. I believe that was number 12, Hayden Anderson on the carry. Excuse me, it looked like that was actually number 24, Andrew England, the senior. And now you have a 4th down and 3. And if you're Harrisburg, I mean, you have to find something that's got to work. I assume Evan Henley has a little bit more speed on Brody Popejoy, who's matched up with here. I mean, looks like Jaden Thompson's going to be in the backfield at H-back. Andrew England in the backfield. Max Tracy. It looks like the Wildcats are going to send a blitz. Looks like that was number 24, Preston Carter.
And it looks like Harrisburg will call their first timeout of the half.
Like I said, it's a 4th down and short. I don't know what the play call is here. They've had some success in different areas, but I don't think they've been consistent enough to find something that's been their bread and butter tonight. So I think the whole playbook is still open here for the Harrisburg Hornets.
You know, they've been really attacking that outside run. They've had a couple of good gains. I know we've had a couple options thrown in that mix, but with them being on the far left side of the field, it would not surprise me if they try and stack it and run that thing outside to the right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Trumann has the size, but if Harrisburg can find a gap to run through, I mean, that's big. I know if I'm Harrisburg, I'm not running at Gavin Cubitt for sure. We also have number 52 Braxton Cook, another big D lineman for the Wildcats, as well as number 50 Jacob Jones, a D end.
Right now, it looks like both teams will take the field again. Let's see what Harrisburg decides to do. I mean, I hope our defense can hold up.
Looks like we have a trips formation. So if I'm Harrisburg, I think this is a sweep. I think this is going to be a sweep. Max Tracy's going to take the snap, and number 24, Andrew England, is wrapped up immediately by Isaiah Carrillo. Big play by Carrillo right there to stop the Hornets on 4th down. I mean, it looks like Harrisburg is going right back to that jet sweep again, trying to get their players out in space. They had that right side stacked. I mean, if their guards right there, blocks Carrillo, you're looking at maybe a 1st down for the Hornets in a big way. We have 5:14 here left to go. Truman's going to take the ball. Caden Dunvan's going to take the snap. It's a low snap, but it looks like the play is blown dead.
Let's see what the white cap has to say.
And that is a false start on your Trumann Wildcats.
See, we're playing a little too risky right now. We got to slow things down, take a deep breath.
Looks like we had a low snap right there. I mean, Tony Postel and Kaden Donovan were back there to get it, but I'd rather take a 5-yard loss than the 8 or 9 that was potentially there. Heavy backfield for the Wildcats. Kaden Dunvan's going to take the snap. He's going to give it to Tony Postel, and he is wrapped up immediately. It looked like he was wrapped up by number 64, Wyatt Smith.
And it looks like we're going to see a 2nd and 12 right here.
.451 here left to go in the 2nd quarter. Once again, I want to remind everybody that we have our cheer clinic here at halftime. So stay on the live stream, watch them out, and potentially see some future Wildcat cheerleaders. Looks like Trumann is going to go right back to that set. Gavin Cubitt goes in motion. He gives it to Tony Postel. He stiff arms the defender and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So it looks like Trumann is stalling out a little bit here. Your playbook is open. I mean, you've proven that you can run the ball. It looks like these Harrisburg linebackers are doing a better job of reading their keys, reading their guards, and swarming to the football. Credits to the DNs for also wrong shouldering and creating some space for their linebackers.
It looks like we're going to stay in this same formation as we line up right here.
Got 3:51 here left to go in the 2nd quarter on a 3rd down. Kaden Dunvan's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out. Has Brandon Dunn open, but the ball is a little bit short, and that ball will be incomplete. So 4th down in the Wildcats' own territory. That stops the clock at 3:47.
It looks like punt team will come out.
There they are, the punt team. Looks like Caden Donovan will be back there at the punt once again. Number 1, Jaden Thompson out to return. Trying to get a read on the other guy out there returning for Harrisburg. As number 5, Remington Rayburg, the sophomore. So 2 sophomores back to receive for the Hornets. And Jaden Thompson's going to try and catch it, but he stumbles with the ball. He fumbles with the ball and is recovered by your Trumann Wildcats.
That'll be Wildcat first down. Dude, we got plenty of time. We got 3:37 left on this clock. I say we just take it a little slow, waste some time, maybe run the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, your Wildcats, you're sitting in a great position. Just got the ball back at about your own 39, 40-yard line. Run the ball well all night. Still got all 3 timeouts. You know, it'll be interesting to see if Kenny Donovan airs it out once again. It looks like we're going to have some subs for the Harrisburg defense, trying to get some new people on the field.
As well as for your Wildcats.
Look like we have number 85 Azari Thigpen out there at wideout. So, excuse us, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks like Harrisburg has the ball. I believe the ball may have gone out of bounds or been blown dead. So, once again, Harrisburg is in amazing field position here at the 41-yard line. We apologize for that. We didn't know Harrisburg still had the football. Max Tracy's going to be in the backfield. Number 12, Hayden Anderson, goes in motion. He drops back. He throws it downfield. He throws a great ball and just incomplete. Intended for number 1, Jaden Thompson. Looks like we have a Harrisburg offensive lineman down. All right, this will be injury timeout. We're going to take a short break. And we are back. It looks like he will be coming off the field here. Looks like that was number 64, Wyatt Smith. Hope he's okay. I believe it might just be some cramping going on. And Harrisburg is going to get the ball here on their the Wildcat 41-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 10. So like I said, Harrisburg hasn't been able to do really anything consistent. I mean, they've had some spurts of great plays, but, I mean, you got to find something that's going to be your bread and butter tonight, and they just haven't found it yet. 3:31 here left to go in the second quarter. It looks like we have number 12, Hayden Anderson, in the backfield, number 4, Max Tracy. And it looks like that will be a false start on the Hornets. And I don't exactly know why Harrisburg's been jumping so much. I'm not sure if they're trying to get prepared for these Wildcat linebackers that are blitzing, or if there's some confusion with the snap count, but they've got to get it together. I mean, that's their 3rd or 4th false start penalty of the night.
It looks like we'll be sitting here at 2nd and 15.
And we have Max Tracy in the backfield.
He'll drop back for a pass. It'll be incomplete. Looks again as he ducked the ball. Not really a firm pass.
Hey, if you're Evan Henley out there, you catch that ball, you have space to work with. Smart play call by the Harrisburg offensive coordinator, but just didn't work out in their favor out there. You got to get a better ball. Looks like they're going to go back to that same formation. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw the ball. It's intended for Javon Thompson, but it is overthrown.
And that looks like it is intercepted by Azari Thigpen. And he's at the 50, the 40, the 30.
20. And it looks like he scored, but there's a flag, so this is going to get called back.
Man, what a great play by the senior right there.
I mean, Max Tracy's just got to throw a better ball. It looks like he over-intended Thompson. And Zaire Thigpen was right there. Like I said, that is a 15-yard penalty. Block in the back. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So a touchdown is now a 70-yard drive that you have to make here. I mean, once again, you still have all 3 timeouts, so they have an opportunity to go down and score with 3:13 here left to go, but that pick six would have been huge.
And just a reminder, your Wildcats get the ball at the half, so if you can just take this a little slow and be confident in your players, this might be the game plan right here.
And we haven't seen the Wildcats really spread it out a whole bunch. Looks like we have number 51, Maverick Atkins, checking into the game at guard. Caden Owens going to take the snap with a heavy backfield.
He will keep this snap run up, and he is undercut.
Takes it to about the 40-yard line. It looks like they're trying to get the option game going a little bit.
Now we see the 2nd and 7.
And see, if you're Trumann right here, you're trying to dominate. You've dominated the line of scrimmage, but I think it's time to spread things out a little bit. I mean, like I said, you have Brandon Dome, great weapon. You have great wideouts. I mean, try and put something downfield if you can, but Caden Doman's got to throw a little bit better of a ball. Caden Doman's going to give it to Tony Postel. He's going to cut it upfield. Great hold made by the offensive line. He's going to break a tackle, lower his shoulder down to the 45-yard line. He is brought down by number 7, Braden Brock, the senior for Harrisburg. We have 2:24 here left to go on the drive. And once again, great heads-up play by this offensive line. And just doing an amazing job. Gavin Cubitt lined up in H-back. 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to keep it himself and get about a gain of 5.
Yeah, we got about plenty of time to work with as the clock ticks down. We're sitting about 1:50 seconds.
Looks like Coach Cook is going to hold off on using his timeouts right now as there's 1:44 here left to go in the half. Gavin Cubitt goes in motion. Donovan's going to cut it upfield, and he is brought down to make it about a 3rd and 1 here for the Wildcats. We haven't seen a timeout been used yet. So, I mean, you still have all 3. And it looks like Trumann's going to give it to Braden Whitsitt, and he got the first down.
There are 53 seconds remaining in this half. It looks like we're waiting right now. We're waiting on these chains to move.
And that clock's still running. You got to use a timeout here, and that's what Coach Cook is going to do. Coach Cook looks a little bit upset. Maybe something happened on a play. And we are back. We took a short break there. Wildcats are going to come right back out from the timeout with a new set of downs here with 48 seconds here left to go in the second quarter.
Your receivers lined up: number 3, Brandon Dome, and number 11, Drake Harlow.
Kaduum is going to take the snap. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw it downfield, and it looks like he is going to be sacked. Sacked by number big 70, Luke Henley, the sophomore. And we've commended this entire offensive line tonight, but they let up a huge sack right there.
It looks like we will take another timeout. As we sit here on this timeout, there was an accident north of us today near Highland at about 7 this morning. There was a student who passed in a dangerous car wreck today. We ask that your thoughts and prayers go out to the family and the school district. As you can see, that's tough. It's really tough. She was. It looks like both teams are back out onto the field. Caden Dunham will line up behind the ball. Tony Postel in motion. He will pass it over to Tony. Tony cuts upfield on the left or the right edge,
Brought out of bounds. It looked like Tony Postel was going to set up to throw the ball there. Brandon Dunn was downfield looking for it. Was in one-on-one coverage. And Tony Postel gets out of bounds, so the clock will stop at 29 seconds here for the Wildcats with a 3rd down and 18.
As this clock stops, as Evan said, 29 seconds.
Kenny Duncan's going to take the snap. It's a double reverse. Braden Whitsitt gets upfield, and he's going to lower his shoulder. And it looks like he might have just been right at the down marker.
We'll use our final timeout of the half. We have 15 seconds left remaining in the half. We're looking at about 4th and 2.
Once again, I apologize there. Also trying to run the scoreboard, and I forgot to remove the Wildcats timeouts, but that was the last timeout for the Wildcats. And once again, we'll take a short little break. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. 4th down and about 2 for the Trumann Wildcats here. Kaden Dunham is going to take the snap. Isaiah Carrillo at H-back, and we have a flag. And it looks like the Wildcats had 12 men on the football field here. And, that's just a silly penalty. You have to be able to know how many people you have on the field there. And that makes a 4th down and 2, a 4th down and 7. And you're out of timeout, so, you have 15 seconds left here at the go. And, you gotta do a better job. Looks like Caden Donovan is going to have Tony Postel in the backfield. He's going to draw back the throw. He has Brandon Dome on a post, and it is just short of Brandon Dome.
That'll be your turnover on downs. We got about 9 seconds remaining left in the half. It'll be Harrisburg's ball. Expect to see a deep pass right here. The last deep pass we saw was intercepted by Azari Thickpin for a pick 6 that was overturned.
Yeah,
anything can come out of this.
Yeah. The story of this game so far has just been, Truman striking very early, but, both teams have just kind of stalled out and figured each other out. So. And it looks like Harrisburg going to have a guy lined up very deep in the backfield here. And it looks like Max Tracy is just going to take the snap and take a knee. So as we head into the half, your score, the Harrisburg Hornets 0, the Trumann Wildcats number 22. Excuse me, not number 22. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I say, we have halftime, and please enjoy our cheer clinic.
in for your Trumann marching band. And fantastic piece to round after day for performance by the Harrisburg marching band.
Didn't just make business loans, but actually train entrepreneurs. And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but help you build and repair? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bank, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/money.
Number 14 gave City second. Number 14
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We apologize. We should have been more clear of what was going to go on at halftime. Congratulations to the cheer clinic, though. It went off without a hitch, and what an amazing job done by the Wildcat Marching Band. Once again, your Wildcats are up 22-0 as we are about to start the third quarter.
Looks like Trumann is taking the field for this kickoff. Stingers down per usual. Let's get the second half started out strong.
As we said, Trumann will be receiving the ball as they won the toss and deferred at the start of the game. Just an amazing half for Trumann. They stalled out there a little bit at the end, had some mistakes and some penalties that should have been cleaned up. But overall, if you're Coach Cook, you have to be satisfied with your first half. If you're Harrisburg, though, you got to get a stop here. A score kind of puts this game away. We've seen comebacks and everything, but coming up from 4 touchdowns is a hard thing to do. Looks like
second half is off. Looks like Brandon Dome will receive. He picks it up.
And he is going to fumble the football. And it's picked up by the Harrisburg Hornets we're trying to see who's on the recovery there. There is a flag. The flag is picked up. That's a big mistake for Trumann here. You can't have that happen. You gotta be better than that. There's holding on the Wildcats. That penalty will be declined as Harrisburg has put themselves back in this game if they're able to score right here. What a strike of luck for the Hornets. Max Tracy's in the backfield. Hayden Anderson taking the carry, and he is shut down immediately. Harrisburg, you've had a lot of things work offensively tonight, just nothing that's been super consistent. As we are approaching second down and goal for the Hornets. Max Tracy at quarterback. He's sending Javen Thompson in motion. Throws to the flat, and it is caught by Braden Brock. Touchdown, Hornets. Touchdown for the Hornets. Great play call to throw it into the flat to the wide open Braden Brock. You can't have that if you're the Wildcats. That's a mistake that you're not going to be able to take back. And what a strike of luck for the Hornets with 10:57 here left to go. They're lined up for the kick. Number 4, Max Tracy, and it is good. So your new score, as the Hornets strike off the Wildcat turnover, 22-7.
as the football gets placed down. We have Max Tracy to kick, and we have Caden Donovan and Arzell Rutherford in the back.
Max Tracy's going to kick the ball, and it looks like they're going to kick an onside kick here, and it is just short. If Andrew England was able to turn his head around and find the ball, he maybe would have gone there, but he was focused on Cade Hayes going for the football. We apologize for the slight glitches we have here in the live stream video quality. But it is 10:57 here left to go at the start of the third quarter, as your Wildcats will get the ball on Harrisburg's 47-yard line.
As I was saying earlier, we have two big receivers coming out now, Brody Popejoy and Cade Hayes.
It looks like Brody Popejoy is out wide on the numbers.
As you see right now, Tony Postel in motion in the backfield, gets the toss. He has an open room. He's going to run up the left side of the field. That's a good carry by Tony Postel Jr. right there.
I wish we were able to stop there and show you how that play was blocked. But, I mean, you have big Brody Popejoy out on the numbers blocking the D-back that's able to give Tony Postel a little bit more room. I mean, great run to start off for the Wildcats. That's what you need to do. Wildcats will get the ball on the 28-yard line. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Gavin Cubitt in the backfield. Doan goes in motion. Donovan's going to take it up the middle on a fake toss and get about a gain of 4 or 5. I mean, this is what you like to see if you're Trumann. You have the ball in corner territory. I mean, like we've talked about it, it's been a big part of tonight's game. I mean, they've won the line of scrimmage for the most part. They've dominated this Harrisburg defensive line. But, I mean, you got to punch one in here to put the game away. It's like we have Gavin Cubitt at fullback. Brandon Doan's going to go in motion, take the toss, and he is wrapped up. Great tackle by number 70, Luke Henley. The big sophomore, 6 foot, 250 pounds.
As we're seeing right now, one of the main players within the game, Braden Whitsitt, looks like he'll be out for the remainder of the game. He is not just out anymore. He is still on the sideline, but is not currently playing.
So that's why we see Gavin Cubitt in the backfield for the Wildcats. Hope Whitsitt is okay and that he's able to come back next week for conference play. Tony Postel's going to go in motion. Donovan fakes the toss, and he goes upfield for a very small gain. But that will be enough for another Wildcat first down. Nine 12 here left to go in the third quarter as the Wildcats are driving the football. Truman's going to line up here. They've been working this double wing formation to perfection all night. Tony Postel takes it on a pitch, and he cuts it upfield, pushes a lineman, and that is a touchdown for your Trumann Wildcats.
That's what, his third one of the game right there?
That's Tony Postel's third rushing touchdown of tonight's game. Hey, Region 8, you might be looking at your player of the week. And it looks like we might have an injury in the Trumann end zone. It looks like it might be Tony Postel, so we will take a short break here for this injury timeout. And we are back from that injury timeout. It was number 52, Braxton Cook, that went down on the play. Looks like Tony Postel shoved him in the end zone to get the score. Great job by Braxton to be downfield to get a block on a D-back for Tony to score, as the Wildcats will be attempting for the two-point conversion right here. Gavin Cubitt lined up at fullback. Dunman's going to take the snap, give it right to Cubitt, and it looks like he got a pile. I'm not sure if he got in or not, and that conversion is no good. So your score with 8:57 here left to go in the third quarter. The Trumann Wildcats 28, the Harrisburg Hornets 7. Once again, we want to thank our amazing cheerleaders putting together an amazing cheer clinic. You're potentially seeing a lot of future Trumann Wildcat cheerleaders. We also want to commend the band for an amazing performance at halftime. Stick around after the game as the Harrisburg Hornets band will be performing as well. You know, bands and these cheerleaders, I mean, they all create an amazing environment for football, and it's a great opportunities that these kids are going to take with them for the rest of their lives. So, it's like Braden Highsaw is setting up the kick. You know, we haven't talked a lot about it, but he's filling some really big shoes in the replacement for Efren Garcia, the senior from last year. Saw Efren a little bit earlier tonight. Glad to see him here still supporting the Wildcats. Highsaw's going to back up. The ball is on the 40-yard line. He's going to kick it in. It looks like it's going to be a squib kick here to Javen Thompson. Javen Thompson's going to cut it to the 25, to the 30. It looks like he has the edge, but he is brought down at the 35-yard line.
He is brought down by number 18, Logan Mars.
That's a senior. Great job by Logan Mars to get the tackle right there. Excuse me, the junior.
Now to see Harrisburg with the ball. We'll see if they continue that pass game or if they run the ball a little bit more.
Hayden Anderson's going to take the carry, and it looks like that will be a face mask penalty. Flag wasn't thrown.
There was no flag.
Looked like he got his face mask grabbed right there, but it's like big number 65, Gabe Cifuentes is checking out of the game for Braxton Cook. Glad to see Braxton's good and healthy here. As it looks like Harrisburg's going to line up in the trips formation once again. Evan Henley will play the slot. Remington Rapper out on the numbers. Max Tracy's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it, and he is smacked
By Brody Popejoy.
But it looks like we have a flag here. Not sure what that flag's going to be on. And it looks like it's a personal foul on the defense. So that is a 15-yard penalty here. It's, once again, we've talked about it. Penalties kill you. They really hurt you in games like this. I mean, especially when you're up 3 scores. You have to. It doesn't matter if you're up 3, 4, or 5 scores. You have to keep playing football. Max Tracy's going to be lined up at quarterback number 7, Braden Brock, at H-back number 24, Andrew England, in the backfield. Tracy's going to take the snap, give it to England. England's going to try to get the edge here. He's going to go upfield. Tony Postel with an amazing fundamental tackle right there at the line of scrimmage to stop England. Tony Postel is having a game tonight.
As per usual.
Yeah. I mean, last week we talked about his performance. I mean,
standout senior.
Yeah. Coda Cameron, who's in the box with us, was showing his stats from earlier. I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, he had 20 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, and also had 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Max Tracy's going to back up here, 3-step drop. He's going to find a receiver, and it falls incomplete. The pass was intended for number 6, Evan Henley. I mean, if you're Harrisburg, I mean, you've had opportunities. I mean, you've had guys that have gotten open. I know that's the second or third time Evan Henley's been open, and then the ball just wasn't where it needed to be. And I mean, that's huge, especially in a game like this where you need the score. I mean, you got an opportunity and you took it and you scored, but I mean, you got to make your own opportunities as well.
And personally, the way I'm thinking from up here is, You haven't had a completed pass. You're sitting at a 2nd and 10. Why don't you just run the ball?
Yeah. Max Tracy's going to take the snap, 5-step drop. He's going to drop back. He throws it downfield, and that goes through the hands of number 11, Drake Harlow, the sophomore. Drake Harlow played quarterback last year for the junior high Wildcats, stepping up in a big way here as a D-back. I mean, that's a big play right there. We saw Sorry Thigpen earlier taking a pick 6 to the house, but was brought up short. I mean, that's a player you got to have right there if you're the Wildcats. And it looks like Harrisburg is going to keep their guys out there on 4th down. Andrew England in the backfield. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw to his big tight end, number 45. That is number 45, Jackson Brazil, the senior. And it looks like we might potentially get a measurement here.
That's going to be first down, Harrisburg.
That's going to be a first down. That's a big 4th down conversion for the Harrisburg Hornets, something that you just absolutely need right there. I mean, if you're Harrisburg, that was a detrimental play with 6:37 here left to go in the 3rd. Andrew England's going to, Hayden Anderson's going to take it on a sweep, and the Wildcats contain the edge right there. Big play made by number 5, Brody Pogley. Number 11, Drake Harlow, also there on the tackle. So once again, I mean, Harrisburg's got to find something consistent. The ground game hasn't been consistent. You just completed your first pass of the night. I mean, you're going in the right direction here. But they've been in Wildcat territory quite a bit tonight and haven't been able to capitalize. So Max Tracy's going to take the snap, give it to Hayden Anderson, and he is wrapped up immediately by number 22, Isaiah Carrillo.
Again, that's his 3rd sack, or 3rd tackle in the backfield of this game.
3rd tackle of the loss for Isaiah Carrillo. Once again, stepped up big last year at linebacker for the Wildcats as a sophomore. Just made another great play.
Now we're sitting at about 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16.
Max Tracy's going to work here with an empty backfield. Looks like Braden Brooks at H-back. Tracy's going to drop back. He's going to throw the ball. Has Andrew England. And Andrew England is able to juke out a defender and get up a little bit past the first down marker. And then once again, this will be 4th down for the Harrisburg Hornets with 4:54 here left to go. It feels like this 3rd quarter is moving a little fast. I mean, if I'm Harrisburg, I got to keep up the tempo a little bit. I mean, you got to keep up the tempo, keep things moving. I mean, you don't have all the time in the world. You do have 3 timeouts, but I mean, if I'm the Harrisburg Hornets, I'm telling them to put a little bit more of a pep in their step. But they've got to convert here on 4th down. Max Tracy's going to drop back. He's going to throw the ball to number 5, Remington Draper, and it is almost picked off by Brody Pogley for a 2nd time. Ball was tipped up in the air, and that was a big play for the Wildcats. Could have been a pick, but I'm sure Coach Cook and his Wildcats will take a 4th down stop. And the Wildcats will take the ball on their own 40-yard line. Big play here by the Trumann defense, who's been stout all night. Looks like Gavin Cuba will still be at fullback for Braden Winsett, who's been injured. Donovan will take the snap. It is tossed, and he slips up in the backfield. That's number 88, Trevor Eccles. First carry of the night for him. Sophomore.
I'll see Braden Passmore come onto the field in replacement for Brody Popejoy
Drake Harlow,
and for Cade Hayes.
also at wide receiver. Duncan's going to take the snap. Trevor Eccles in motion. Duncan's going to take it upfield, and that is looks like maybe should have been a face mask penalty. It looked like Hayden Anderson repped in and grabbed the face mask, but the refs missed it once again. That's the second face mask. Missed one on that when Harrisburg had the ball too. So it's two big 15-yard penalties that they missed. And it looks like Trumann is going to keep up the tempo here and get right back on the football. Katie Donovan's going to take the ball. Tony Postel in motion. He pitches the ball. He's at the 45, the 50, the 40, the 30-yard line, the 20, 10.
And Tony Postel's going to run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. His 4th of the game. Man, just an exciting player to watch.
I said it a little bit earlier, but hey, Region 8, you might have your player of the week right there in Tony Postel. We talked about it last year, had to sit out last year, but stepped up in a major and big way for the Wildcats this year, having a tremendous offseason, and what a play by the senior. Great play by Tony Postel to get out there in space and make a play. Looks like Gavin Cuba also was able to get a block there at fullback to help Tony get into the end zone. Wildcats are going for two. They haven't gone for a point after all night. Kenny Dunaville in the backfield. He's going to take the ball. He's going to step back, give it to Isaiah Carrillo, and that is a 2-point conversion for the Trumann Wildcats. So your score with 3:10 here left to go in the third quarter. Trumann 36, the Harrisburg Hornets 7. We're going to be taking a short break.
We are back as kickoff sets up. And again, we have Braden Highsaw out here lined up behind the kick.
Look, he's going to kick it a little bit short. Looks like that is number 12, Hayden Anderson. Hayden Anderson's going to make a play. He's at the 40, the 50, and he is brought down at about the 45-yard line. Once again, Harrisburg's going to have the ball here in Trumann territory, but, I mean, they haven't capitalized all night, so they got to get something going here. Tracy's going to take the snap, give it to Anderson, and he is wrapped up immediately.
You see, this is where our defense needs to sit down. I know our last possession was a little rough. We kind of started the half rough. But if our defense can just sit, I mean, our offense is moving thoroughly.
We got Andrew England in the backfield, Braden Brock at H-back, Javen Thompson out on the numbers. I believe that's Evan Henley in the slot. Tracy's going to drop back. He's going to throw the ball to his tight end, number 45, Jackson Brazil, for a short gain. Brazil come down with his second catch. He had that big 4th down conversion earlier for the Hornets. As we got 2 minutes here left to go in the third quarter. Once again, your score, Trumann 36, Harrisburg 7. Trumann being led by the offensive performance from Tony Postel. Tracy's going to take the 3-step drop. He's going to drop back, throw it to Remington Raypert. Rayburg jukes inside and is brought down at about the 27-yard line.
That tackle's made by 22, Isaiah Carrillo.
Hey, Harrisburg putting together some little West Coast schemes right now, throwing the ball short, and their guys go in space and make some plays.
You know, talking about Tony having a great offensive game, can't underestimate Isaiah Carrillo's defensive game.
Yeah. Tracy's got an empty backfield. He's going to send Anderson in motion. He's going to roll out. He's going to set his feet and throw. Has Braden Brock, but it is incomplete. Great play by Azari Thigpen on the ball to knock it out. As the clock will stop at 1 minute and 18 seconds here left to go in the third. Ball is on Trumann's 27-yard line. And once again, if you're Harrisburg, this is what you want to see, though. I mean, you're spreading the ball out, getting your guys in space, throwing it around a little bit. Anderson in the backfield, he's going to get the carry here. He's going to cut up field, and he's going to get the first down. Great job by Raypert and Evan Henley pushing Brody Popejoy to the edge and opening up a gap for Anderson to run through. We've seen that a little bit of Harrisburg being able to expose Trumann on the edge a little bit with their speed. Trumann does have a little bit of a meatier linebacker core. Tracy's going to take the snap here. He's going to roll out. He's rushed by Cade Hayes. And it looks like there will be a flag thrown on the play. I'm imagining if I'm this white hat, I'm calling this a horse collar or something. It looks like they will discuss it. I personally don't think that was a horse collar tackle, but I mean, you got to be careful when it comes to that area around the neck where it looked like Cade Hayes maybe grabbed a little bit. It was like our white hat's coming out to make the call. And that's exactly what the call will be, a horse collar penalty on number 15, Cade Hayes, who made a great play on the offensive tackle to get back there and rush the quarterback. So that's a sack that is taken away from Cade Hayes. And that is a 15-yard penalty.
But it also looks like the Hornets also got a penalty. So that ball moved back to where it was just a little bit. I think reversed to a 10-yard penalty. So really just a loss of 5 for your Wildcats. Still a first down, though.
Once again, we have 36 seconds here left to go in the third quarter. Neither team has used either of their timeouts for the second half. Looks like Harrisburg's going to have Raypert and Brock set up at H-back. Andrew England's going to take the snap, and he is brought down by number 22, Isaiah Carrillo. And we have a flag here after the play.
Well, he sold that really good.
Have it coming for our box. They're calling that a wrestling bump. It looks like maybe Andrew England flopped a little bit there. Although LeBron James.
And that flag still applies.
That flag is going to apply to the Wildcats. So that's a 15-yard penalty, where it turns into Isaiah Carrillo's 4th or 5th tackle in the backfield for a loss. Will now be a 15-yard penalty that puts the Hornets into the Wildcat red zone. Looks like the ball will be placed at about the 14-yard line. Once again, I mean, Tracy will get in the backfield with Anderson. Evan Henley out there. It looks like that's who he's going to throw to. Dangerous throw there into double coverage.
That pass will be complete. Brought down by 2 of your Wildcats. Now sitting about in the red zone, 11 yards to the end zone. 1st and 10.
I mean, that's a dangerous throw of your Tracy right there. We have 12 seconds here left to go in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see here if Harrisburg will get the snap off in time. The play clock is winding down. They take the snap. Anderson's going to go up to the middle, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. So heading into the fourth quarter, your score, Trumann 36, Harrisburg 7. Harrisburg has the ball on Truman's 9-yard line, and we're going to take a short break.
We are back. That's both of the teams. Get back onto the field. Harrisburg again will be on the 9-yard line. Start of the fourth quarter.
Harrisburg, you got to get into the end zone here. First play of the fourth quarter. Clock set at 12 minutes. Tracy, empty backfield. Braden Brock at H-back. He's going to drop back. Throw the ball. Looks like he just a miscommunication there. Pass almost intercepted by, I believe that's number 26, Brady McLaughlin at safety there. The clock will stop at 11:55. Third down and goal here for the Hornets. Or excuse me, third down and 8, as they can still obtain a first down by getting to the 1-yard line. Tracy's going to drop back. And that ball is picked off by the Wildcats. It is picked off. What a play by the Wildcats right there. Didn't get a great view on who got that pick. It was number 85, Azari Thigpen, who had the interception earlier for the pick six that was called back. Almost had another one there for 100 yards, but was brought out at about the 37-yard line. Excuse me, the 36.
Now it looks like both teams will get a little talking to from the White Hat. It must have been a little talking going there after that play, which I'm sure it has. Big rivalry game.
Yeah, this is the Battle for the Ridge. Once again, they're playing for the Battle for the Ridge trophy. This game was implemented a couple years ago. Trumann, I want to say Trumann's undefeated in the rivalry since it's been established when Coach Phillips was here. So it looks like Trumann might be able to pull another one out here with 11:45 here left to go in the fourth. Katie Donovan will go under center. Tony Postel goes in motion. He'll fake the toss. He'll go upfield, jukes out a defender, and will get upfield for about an 8 or 9 yard gain. And that's just been the story of tonight. Trumann's controlled the time, the clock. They've been able to run the ball. Haven't really thrown the ball a whole lot. They've had opportunities, but haven't gone through with it. Donovan will go under center. Postel in motion. He will toss it to Postel. Postel will get upfield for the first down. If I'm Gunner Cook, I'm milking that clock the best of my ability right now. I think milking the clock here and getting a touchdown will pretty much leave this game signed, sealed, and delivered for the Wildcats.
Now you'll see the Wildcats go back in that double wing formation.
And they've been in it all night, and it's worked to perfection. Looks like Trevor Eccles will go in motion here. Donovan will juke out a defender. He'll get upfield to the 40. to the 35, and he is brought down at about the 32-yard line.
It looks like there's another flag.
And there's two flags thrown by refs there. Just gave these players a talking to keep things civil while you can. And it looks like we have some after the play chatter from the Wildcats are backing up. I'm not sure if that penalty will be on them, which if it is, that's a unsportsmanlike penalty on the offense. I mean, if you're Trumann, that's not. I mean, it's a game. You're up big, but I mean, you got to minimize mistakes like that. Mistakes like that cause bad habits, and that can play into conference games later in the year. I mean, we get it. Tensions are high, stakes are high. It's a rivalry game, but you got to be better than that. So the ball will be placed at the Harrisburg 49-yard line. Donovan is under center. We have Trevor Eccles and Tony Postel at the wings. Braden Passmore, number 7, out on the numbers. It's like Gunnar Cook's trying to conversate with the side judge here a little bit. He's got to get off the field. Gavin Hewitt at fullback. Tony Postel will go in motion. It's a toss to him. He cuts it upfield. He's at the 50, the 45. He's going to lower his shoulder and get to the 40-yard line.
Another big run by Tony. And it looks like there will be another penalty against the Wildcats.
Another penalty. I mean,
maybe it looks like a illegal motion or false start.
Gunnar Cook is talking to the white hat here. Church is talking about their Saturday plans, something along those lines. We have 10:31 here left to go in the fourth quarter. Man, that's just another huge penalty that's going to put Trumann behind the sticks.
And it looks like number 88, Trevor Eccles, will motion. He'll get the toss. He'll go up a few yards, and it looks like another flag has been thrown.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob Jones was able to get the flagpole on number 12, Hayden Henderson. I'm not sure if this will be a unsportsmanlike penalty, a defensive holding, or what, but I mean, there's 3 flags clearly thrown. So this fourth quarter is off to a slow start just because of penalties. 10:23 here left to go. And the white hat is going to make a call here. Holding on the offense. But there will also be an unsportsmanlike penalty on the defense.
That looks about.
So if I'm assuming 4A or AAA rules, these penalties will offset. It looks like that's what the refs are trying to discuss right now. And actually, the ball will move. Looks like the ref's just going to walk with the ball here. He's going to walk it to midfield with some reactions that I heard in my feedback in my headphones. I'm sure we're having a lot of great conversations here in RMC Stadium. It's a really pretty night. Football weather, 60 degrees. It feels great. Dealt with rain earlier today, but, I mean, no better way to celebrate Fridays with football. It's like Tony Postel will go in motion. He takes the toss, and he is met immediately by number 6, Evan Henley, and is brought down at the line of scrimmage.
It looks like we'll stay at 3-8. Let's see if the Wildcats can do something right there. You know, Coach Cook is not scared to convert on fourth. So if we can just pick up maybe a couple of yards here, I mean, we have a pretty decent lead, about 9:55 left in the game. See if this Wildcat offense can do some motion.
Looks like they're going to go right back to this formation. Postel in motion. Cuts it back with a counter to Trevor Eccles, and Trevor Eccles gets a good gain of about 6 or 7 right there. Trevor Eccles stepping up big here at wingback for the Wildcats. Of course, the Wildcats are missing Braden Woodsett, who came out of the second half in his normal clothes.
And again, as I was talking about, we're sitting about 4th and 4, and it looks like Coach Cook has decided he's going to go for it.
I mean, why not? You're up 36-7.
Man, if we can convert this first down, it's just run that ball.
On the clock, too.
And there,
Caden Donovan's going to take it here. 2 halfback set. He's going to take it up the middle. Gets the first down, but we have flags. And
very quick flag at that.
I assume this is going to be holding on the Wildcats. As it looks like that's where the flag was thrown. Looks like Maverick Atkins will sub in for Jacob Jones. It's like we're still having discussions here with the refs, the white hat. Tell you what, you know, referees get a lot of flack, but they're doing a pretty good job tonight of making sure things don't get out of hands, and it looks like we will get a measurement for the first down to see if Caden Donovan got the first. From the looks of things, it looks like he might have gotten it. And it looks like he is just short of the first down. I mean, football's a game of inches, so I mean that is a big play.
That looks like it'll be first down Harrisburg with 8:56 remaining in the game. Let's not forget the score though. 36 Trumann Wildcats, 7 Harrisburg Hornets.
8:56 here left to go in the game, and if you're Harrisburg, if you want any chance to win this game, you have to get down there quick and score immediately. I mean, you can't stall out and hold things up. Max Tracy with Hayden Anderson in the backfield. The ball is thrown.
Max Tracy drops back. Ball is thrown across
Picked
midfield.
off by Jay Pippinger, the senior. Excuse me, that was number 26, Brady McLaughlin. I apologize. I saw the 20 and big play by the Wildcats, getting the ball back immediately. Now, if you're Trumann, you want to milk that clock to the best of your ability. 8:47 here left to go in the game. Put the ball game away. Keep it out of reach and keep doing what you're doing. Tony Postel's going to take the sweep, and he is met immediately by Anderson. Brought down. Just the passionate fans here in Trumann are a little unhappy about that play call. Or not about the play call, but they felt like Anderson may have got his hand in Postel's shoulder pad and got a horse collar.
Second and 9 for your Wildcats. We walk up to the line.
8:09 here left to go in the game.
Looks like Caden Donovan will take this snap. He'll keep it go left. Comes back right. He is tackled by the defensive line of the Hornets. Did gain a few right there. We're sitting at about 3rd and 7. And again, I mean, we're good at converting these. It's going to be the same way. We can just get a few yards right here. This 4th down might be smooth and simple. I know we didn't get it last time, just a couple inches short. But that's okay.
I mean, it looks like Trumann's going to milk the play clock to the best of their ability. Play clock down to 13 seconds here. 7:32 left to go in the game. Postel's going to take the carry. He's going to lower his shoulder. Is met immediately by Anderson.
Good read by this Harrisburg defense.
Yeah, I mean, they read that play immediately and met Postel in the hole right away.
So we'll now see a 4th and 6, 4th and 7 play right here.
Yeah, if I'm Trumann, I'm milking this play clock. The play clock's at 23 seconds right now, 7:03 left in the game. Just milk that clock best you can and punt the ball away. Which is not what they're going to do. They're going to have the offense right back out. I expect a hard count, potentially. Donovan's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out, and the play is blown dead, and it looks like we might have a false start on the offense. Once again, Trumann trying to do something on 4th down, and a penalty gets them out of contention to do anything. And that's what the penalty will be. It'll be a false start on the Wildcats, so it makes a 4th and 6 to a 4th and 11.
As Evan was saying earlier, I mean, we can start conference play. I mean, right now we're up by a good majority, but we can't have this in these following weeks. So I'm sure it is an easy fix, maybe do some up and downs in practice for it.
Yeah.
But let's see what the Wildcats decide to do on this 4th and long.
Caden Donovan will line up in the backfield. Braden Passmore out on the numbers. And then once again, another penalty. Another false start penalty. If I'm Coach Cook, I'm setting out the punt defense or the punt. And that's exactly what's going to go on. I mean, those are simple mistakes. We've seen that on both sides of the ball. Both these teams have a lot of cleanup. I believe Harrisburg is entering conference play as well next week because their non-conference play wraps up with tonight. Donovan's going to take the snap and punts it. Gets a good punt.
Looks like that will be caught and received and fair catch by Javon Thompson.
6:41 here left to go in the game, and once again the fair catch made by Javon Thompson. Harrisburg will get the ball on their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Once again, 6:41 here left to go in the 4th quarter. Tracer's going to take the snap, and the play is blown dead immediately.
We have just had whistle after whistle after whistle.
Yeah,
We'll see. Looks like this one is also against the Wildcats. We'll now be sitting on a 1st and 5.
Looks like Arzel Rutherford is going to check in the game. It's like Tony Postel is also going to check out of the game. Got his helmet off, did an Irish jig onto the sideline. Looks like the Wildcats have their backups in. It's good to get some of these seniors their final time of ever playing Harrisburg. And we get some cheers. As you probably just heard in your on your audio. I heard it in my headphones, but not sure who made the play there, but their family's really happy they made it. Once again, we got some backups in for the Wildcats. Number 21, the senior Preston Wood. Maverick Atkins at linebacker. Tracy's going to drop back. Gives it to Javon Thompson as he lowers his shoulder and gets the 1st down. We have 5:58 here left to go in the game. Looks like Harrisburg's trying to get the play in from the sideline.
Now it looks as Max Tracy receives the snap. He'll hand it off to Anderson. Anderson breaks down the left side of the field and is tackled around 3 yards short of the 1st down marker.
So next week, Harrisburg will be at Newport, playing a really good Newport team. Newport, of course, the game of the week a couple weeks ago, as Harrisburg will be entering conference play. Your Wildcats open up conference play at Westside next week to play the Westside Warriors, which is always a fun matchup. Of course, we all remember the game a couple years ago where went viral on Facebook. And it looks like Max Tracy's going to be in the backfield here.
And it looks like another whistle's been thrown.
And tell you what, this fourth quarter has really been slowing down for penalties alone on both sides of the football, whether it's the Wildcats or the Hornets.
As we wait here, there's 5:10 remaining left in the game. Your Wildcats 36, Harrisburg Hornets 7.
Max Tracy's going to take the snap. Looks for Braden Block in the flat. Doesn't have it. He's going to roll out. He's at past the 50. Is hit out of bounds by the Wildcats.
By number 2, Arzel Rutherford. Shout out Arzel.
Arzel made an amazing hit against Nettleton.
Two amazing hits.
Two amazing hits against Nettleton.
And again, if you weren't here in the beginning, Mr. Rutherford is actually a transfer from Harrisburg High School, making a huge difference on our defense.
Andrew England will take the snap, jukes out a defender, jukes out another one, and is hit. Looks like the tackle was made by number 51, Maverick Atkins, with some help from number 26, Braden McLaughlin. Good to see some of these players getting some more experience here late in this ball game with 4:28 here left to go. Tell you what, these games are fun for these players. Looks like they're going to give the ball to Andrew England on a buck sweep, and he's going to get upfield. Keenan Swan just missed the tackle. That'll be a first down for the Hornets.
Man, at this point, we can just get this ball back, run this clock down. Looks like your Wildcats are going to come out with their
it looks like Harrisburg
first win of the season.
Harrisburg's been running the clock. Hasn't used any of their timeouts. Neither team has used any of their timeouts for this half. Tracy's going to take the snap, give it to Anderson. He's going to cut upfield, runs it to his own lineman.
He is brought down by about 3 or 4 Wildcats right there.
Looks like the charge was led by number 18, Logan Mars. 3:50 here left to go in the ball game. Ball will be spotted on the 34-yard line of Trumann. I mean, I think we've learned a lot from this non-conference play for the Wildcats. Played pretty great. I mean, you played 2 really great teams in the first 2 weeks. As Anderson will take the snap, Preston Wood misses the tackle there. But yeah, we've learned a lot about the Wildcats. I mean, they're a really stout ball club. Defense has played great. It's flown around. We're proud of our Wildcats. I mean, week 1 against Middleton kept the game close. And then you have to go play at Walnut Ridge, which is a program that has completely turned itself around from a couple years ago. And they're the number 3 team in 3A. Like I said, the Hornets still have time to turn some things around. They'll be 0-3 heading out of this game, but Tracy will take the snap, throws it downfield, and is incomplete.
That has to be overthrown. And while we're waiting on them to set up, just a reminder, the junior high football game that was supposed to be played yesterday has been postponed until this coming Monday. Come out and support our junior high Wildcats, which will be playing at Harrisburg, if I'm correct.
Yes, they'll be playing at Harrisburg.
As you can probably hear through the mic, next week is a bye week, but the week after that, you can come watch us play at Westside. That game will start at 7 o'clock as usual.
Tracy will be in the backfield. He sends Andrew England out to wide out. Tracy will back up. He throws it downfield. Looks like he has Evan Henley open, and he sure does. Evan Henley's going to catch the ball, juke out a defender, and get upfield to about the 15-yard line. I'll tell you what, this Harrisburg team has talent. The Wildcats are really stout on defense, but I mean, you're looking at it. The 3A conference, it's a tough one. I believe these Hornets also play Rivercrest later in their schedule. So, and yeah, there's still a lot of ball left to be played this year. Tracy's going to take the stack, give it to Anderson. Yeah, I believe Westside will have their game live through Tubetown.
Even though it is just the beginning of football season, make sure to come support your Wildcats on November 22nd, where your Wildcat basketball will start, and that first game is at Westside.
Once again, bye week next week for the Wildcats. Tracy's going to take a snap and throws a slant, and then
Over
it's
to
caught
Evan
for a
Henley.
touchdown.
They raised the
Touchdown
score to
Hornets.
36-13. I'm sure they'll come in with this extra point. Right now you'll see it. Max Tracy lined up for the kick. And that field goal will be good. So the minute 42 left in the game. It'll be Wildcats receiving right here. Wildcats 36, Harrisburg Hornets 14.
First back, clear again. 11 p.m. This is grade 7.
Good job! Good job, Brandon!
We are back. Your score is Trumann 36, Harrisburg 14 with a minute 42 here left in the fourth quarter. Next, Tracy back for kick. Brandon Dome back to catch the football, and he is the speedster at the 30, jukes out defender, gets to the edge, hits the 40-yard line, and is brought down at the 42. Like I said, a minute 31 here left to go for the Wildcats.
Now you'll see this second string offense come in, see what future talent we have coming to the field next year.
I saw number 13, Cameron Lofton, come into the game.
Same as well, number 0, Logan Barnes, sophomore.
Number 83, Landon Adams out at wide receiver.
As you'll notice out here, we have number 11, Drake Harlow at quarterback. As Evan said earlier, he did lead the junior high team last year as a quarterback position.
As a face mask penalty.
As you'll see, that handoff from Drake Harlow will go to Trevor Eccles right there. And there will be a face mask penalty.
We apologize once again. We're seeing it live, and we have a little bit of a delay on the live stream, so something we're getting used to. We're not getting off the rust. Didn't get our week 1 matchup, unfortunately, but we're back, and we're excited to be here. And I'm sure Kevin will be back in the box with us here in a couple weeks. That'll be a 15-yard penalty on the Hornets. Looks like we got big Ethan Swindle at center. Once again, I just want to commend this. The Trumann offensive line has played an outstanding game. The snap is taken by number 88, Trevor Eccles, once again, I believe. And he is brought down in the backfield. 1:06 here left to go, and I'm sure Coach Cook is just going to let this clock go.
You can see some of our players getting a little excited on the field, waiting for this play call. I get it. We have 38 seconds remaining. Looks like it'll be the last play of the game. Right now, it looks like Harlow will take the snap, hand off to Trevor Eccles up the middle.
Immediately, 22 seconds here left to go, and
It looks like that will be your ball game right there, ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, that is your ball game. Your Trumann Wildcats are the winner of the Battle of the Ridge. Just an outstanding game. If we had to give a player of the game, I think it's without a doubt Tony Postel. Had many tackles on the defensive side of the ball, put up 4 touchdowns. As we see Arzell Rutherford getting pumped up as he beats his former school. What a great win for the Wildcats. First win in front of these fans. First win of the year, but especially in front of these fans. So you know that has to be sweet for this Wildcat football club. Like I said, we will be gone on a bye week next week. We will pick things up at Westside to open up conference play. So the Cat Pack won't be live for another couple of weeks. So this is Evan Bishop, Luke Bishop, signing off, and we will see you here in a couple of weeks. Thank you and have a great night.
Tomorrow.